All right, so I survived my encounter with the devil, and we're back for day 10. This is the Hexatetraglyph. We're on a 27-day journey traveling across it, starting from the beginning out to one of 64 endpoints. Each represents a hexagram of the I Ching. Right now we're on our second pathway. We completed the first pathway in the down position, which means the first line of our hexagram is going to be yin. Each day we work with astrology to create a journaling idea or a tarot spread idea. And then we work with 3 tarot cards to help give us some insight about the topic. So I think with that, well, if you haven't been here before, I do recommend you go back and watch the first video in this video series that we're filming. Yesterday was a rough day for me. Today I'm feeling quite a bit better. I think that I've been able to process some of the cards too. Shadow work is definitely taking some toll on me. But something's refreshed. Maybe I loosened up some of those chains. It was a needed experience, I guess. It's not always about shiny, fun, bright, enlightening moments. Sometimes you just gotta face that darkness, and there's healing in there. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and draw 2 planets. So we have Mercury and we have Venus. And today we're going to be on position J. So Venus is going to be our yin on the left, and let's see, Mercury's in Leo and Venus is in Cancer. So definitely Cancer on the left, Mercury on the right, our yin and our yang. That's my own personal subjective decision, but I would say that's pretty accurate. Venus in Cancer is quite yin, and I'm going to work with that because Cancer is ruled by the moon, and a few days ago I felt like I got instructions from the tarot cards to go ahead and work with the moon. But Venus and the moon, how do they go together? Well, actually, Venus and Cancer, how do they go together? I see the image of like mother's love, unconditional, forgiving. You know, even if the kid is all messed up and goofy looking, the mother's going to think the kid is great, right? That's just the way it works out. And in relation to myself, I have a hard time doing that. I have a tendency to hurt my own feelings, beat myself up a lot, which makes me feel frozen. And that brings me back to the good old devil card, right? The chains there. The ruminating on mistakes or failures or flaws. So I would actually like to explore some more about that. And I think each day this unfolds, you see that the topic from the day before is still kind of in play. It's all connected together. I don't want to call it a chain, but it is kind of a chain. We go through the whole tarot card deck. So let's take a few minutes and write down a journal prompt idea or a tarot card spread, something you'd like to explore in your journal. I'll put a few keywords up. All right, so I'm kind of leaning towards just using tarot card spreads pretty often. In fact, I'd like to build a database of tarot card spreads for the different planet sign combinations and so forth. If there's any astrologers out there who are watching this that might like to work on something like that with me, let me know. I think we could do at least 84 ideas for all the combinations of planets and signs, if we're just using the 7 planets, that is. But this is what I came up with. First card, accepting my flaws. Whatever that means. I don't know if it's going to tell me how to do it or why I can't. Forgiving my mistakes. Again, I don't know if it's going to give me advice on how to do it or why I'm not good at it. And the third will be loving myself unconditionally. In that case, I would like some advice. We'll see what happens here. Card 1, accepting my flaws. I mean, the first thing I see with the 2 of Swords is a closed off heart. And, you know, the swords are intimidating. Those big, long swords, holding 2 of them, heart crossed off. Not really very positive. And the second card is completely resonant and seems to be giving me a similar message. And I know that even numerically these are related. The 11 in the major arcana can be reduced down to a 2. I don't know if that's really meaningful, but you can definitely see there's some connections. The swords in there. The 2 of Swords is a Libra card, so you have scales kind of implied there as well. So the second card has to do with forgiving my mistakes. So what I'm seeing here is a closed off body language, and then I think of Freud's superego. That inner voice that's just beating yourself up. I don't know. That's what comes to me when I see the Justice card in this situation. I know that's probably not how it's typically intended to be interpreted. There's also just Plato's idea of justice, finding equilibrium for all people. Everyone has their place in society, and there's not an injustice of what people are given, right? So maybe there's a story here that's going on that I learned to close my heart down because of justice issues. I'm not sure. Let's go with the next card, loving myself unconditionally. And that's very different. So 2 that were right in the same ballpark, and then the third one. It's not my ace. I keep getting aces in my third position. This is actually kind of the opposite. The poverty-stricken 5 of Pentacles. The outcast, exiled ones outside in the cold and the snow. There's a story about justice here. There's someone closed off, their heart is shut down, and they don't even see what's going on around them. And then there's people out here in need and they're suffering. And I, maybe because I am a Cancer crab, I automatically start feeling very sorry for them. Maybe if I saw them inside of myself, I could nurture internally more, and that would give some balance to the situation. That would allow me to offer some forgiveness and realize that justice is an idea that's literally unattainable in our personal lives. So that's a little bit of thoughts about this spread. Of course, I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time breaking down all the symbols and doing investigation right now. But I will open my journal and try to add some more and spend time tonight thinking about this and watching my dreams to see if any more insights come. I hope that that's been helpful to you as well. You may have completely interpreted the cards differently and had a different topic as well, but this is a fascinating one. Definitely give some practical ideas for healing, some images to work with. I know I have plenty of bad karma waiting for me, and there's some justice that needs to be had. I'm not a perfect person. I'm not saying I need to just be all I don't think I need to be all forgiveness for myself. But if I don't also give myself some grace and see that there's some outcasted beggars in my heart that could use some love, then I think I just become even more of a problematic person, over time. So that balance, that justice it has to have some sort of generosity to it, I think. Some understanding. And maybe that's where the beauty lies, is the fact that there is forgiveness. Okay, well, let's wrap that up and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Day 10 is in the books, and this was a yin decision, so it's going to go down here in the bottom left. So our yin cards are outnumbering our yang again. I have a lot of yin energy right now, apparently.